Hi, I'm Peter Knight. I want to talk today about a drill that I do every time I do a short game masterclass and we're in bunkers. The reason I do this drill is because it demonstrates how the dynamics of the movement of your arms and the movement of the club should work. And the drill involves just drawing a line in the sand, and when I make a short swing, all I'm looking to do is have my club cut that line and have the club enter the sand right on the line, so I'm taking the sand afterwards. Now that doesn't represent where the ball would sit. The ball would actually be a little bit forward of that line. But what it does is two key things. One, it encourages me to make a descending blow when my club meets the sand. Too many players feel that, especially when the bunker they're in has a high lip on it, they've got to try and lift the ball out or scoop the ball out, and of course that leads to disaster, generally because the club's going to catch the sand too far behind the ball, and either the ball will stay in the bunker or the club, as it's coming out of the sand, it hits the ball and results in a thin shot. It's actually, you've hit it too far behind the ball, but the feel is of a thin shot. When the club swings down, if I was thinking of using a hammer, then as my arm comes down, my arm will slow, and as my arm slows, it transfers momentum to the club head. So my arm itself is not moving very hard. Also, I'm not using my wrist to do that. All I'm doing is slowing my arm to transfer that momentum and add speed to the club head. When I'm playing a bunker shot, the same principle applies. So as my arms approach impact, they're going to slow, and if my wrists are free, the club head will take off using its own momentum. And that's what I want to have happen when I play a bunker shot. I don't want to be trying to use my hands to dig the ball out, scoop the ball out, feel like I'm trying to accelerate the club with my hands, because that leads to so much inconsistency, because I'm putting in too much effort. I've got way too much acceleration and use of my hands, rather than just working on playing with momentum and momentum transfer. So I can walk along the line, and then as I go back and through, I'm just letting the club meet the sand right on that line as I go back and through. I've actually done that pretty well, but it does take practice, because again, I'm not manipulating with my hands. The only form of manipulation is how I'm changing the speed of my arms. So that if I was to put a ball, say where the line is, so the line's just behind the ball here, and if my thought now is all I want the club to do is to hit that line again, the ball will come out of the bunker without any problems whatsoever. In fact, doing that drill is actually a great way to distract you from thinking too much about the ball. So when you're practicing this drill, what I would do, put a line in the sand, make some practice swings, practice being able to strike the line, then hit a couple of shots. Go back to and see how your sand strike with a ball there is the same or different to when you have the line in the sand. Then immediately, regardless of the success, immediately go back to doing more of that line drill, and then start alternating. Hit a ball, hit the line, hit a ball, hit the line. And what that can also do, one final thing, is that it takes the fear away, or begins to take the fear away of playing these dreaded bunker shots. There's one thing about bunker shots: if you have good technique, the shot seems easy. Until you have good technique, the shot seems very difficult. Unfortunately, for most golfers, it's the latter. It does feel quite difficult. But this drill here is a great one for starting to develop that feel of momentum transfer. Put that into your practice every time you practice bunker shots, and you'll find that not only will you get the momentum transfer from your arms to the club, but you'll get the transfer of good bunker practice onto the golf course.